Hello, viewers. Welcome back to our channel. This is my green card story, and today we're going to be talking with Dr. George, who got a denial of his EB2-NIW application and now decided to apply for EB1A, got an approval, and today he has his green card. So, this is my green card story. As you already know, here we talk about everything EB1A and EB2-NIW. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It is free of charge. Now into the video. Dr. George, welcome back and thank you for honoring our invitation to continue this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so Dr. George, picking it up from where we ended in part one. So you got that denial, and that was the end of that application.
Yeah.
Then, what was the reason you did not apply for another EB2-NIW, but you decided to apply for EB1A? How did you take that decision? What informed it?
Yeah, so I was already doing my OPT, right?
Yes.
And the time is ticking, and then there's a lot of backlog for EB2.
Ah.
Yes, so I had to really sit down and okay, what is the best option for me? And not just that, do I really have what it takes to do EB1A?
Okay.
Yes. So the
What
truth
it
is,
takes.
yes,
What does it take?
because EB1A
Hmm.
is a higher stage,
Wow.
compared to EB2. I mean, I have to be sincere, I struggled a bit with it because I'm like, if I was denied
The
EB2,
lower
how
stage.
Yeah,
how
so
will I
so
get EB1?
so I still can't understand the rationale behind it. You
I
file
know
for it
time
between
is very
NW.
important. Time, because he
Yes,
was running out of time. I understand that. But
Yeah.
what gave you the confidence that
yes.
now I'm going higher? Tell us.
So when I settled on my mind that look, it has to be EB1A, and also what helped me make that decision is my profile, started getting higher from
Oh,
from when I just graduated or when I applied
true,
for the NIW EB2,
true, true,
because now I was I was playing a critical role in a distinguished organization.
true.
I was really earning high compared to other postdocs. Uh, I was the kind of judging I was even doing because I started
Mm,
judging for nature, communications, biology.
tell me about it.
So
Judge for nature.
Nature. Okay.
my profile was really building.
Yes.
Uh, I think about that period that I was still deciding EB2, no, yeah, EB2 or EB1.
B1.
Which one do I just go for again? I had I don't know, maybe how it happened. I'm thinking it's a stroke of luck. I don't know, but I had people reach out to me. A lady reached out from Nigeria, Science Nigeria, that,
Okay.
oh, she really wants to do uh, a profile about me in her journal, Science Nigeria.
Okay.
Then also I think about that period too. I don't know. I think everything was just coming in and
Mhm.
telling me it's EB1A, because I
Okay.
was struggling, which do I do? But the signs were just coming. I had another person reach out from Tribune, the Nigerian Tribune, saying, oh, I want to do a profile about you. I'm thinking the person saw the
Okay. Then
Science Nigeria and also
yeah.
wanted to do or something. I don't know, but so I got those uh
2 newspaper
yeah,
publications about
so
your work.
exactly about my
Okay.
work, about my journey. The both of them talk about my journey
Okay.
from Nigeria to the US,
Okay.
even my current position where I am
So
and my work.
everything was speaking towards EB1A. But can you
Exactly.
tell us of the 10 criteria, how many did you meet? In EB1A, we have 10 criteria
Yeah.
that you need to meet at least 3 of
Yeah.
them. or you have one
So that was what I
one
wanted to ask Nick. Are you sure he doesn't have a Nobel Prize?
one time maybe Nobel Prize or something.
I
So tell
wish.
us which one. How did you meet, and which one of them did you meet? Of those two
Yes. So
eligibility
I
routes.
don't have a Nobel Prize. Let me just
Oh,
get
okay.
that out of the way. I
Okay, it's
wish I had
coming.
one. You know. So my option was trying to meet 3 out of the 10 criteria. So that was the routes I took.
Okay.
And when uh, I looked at what I have, and realistically, I could meet 5 of them, no, 6 of them, like
Okay.
realistically. So
Mm-hmm.
for the high salary, like I said, I met that one for critical role because what I was doing for my company, it's a new field that the company is trying to go into.
Yes. So it was
That has never
novel.
been done. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's really novel, and I'm critical. What I do
Yeah.
is critical for them to get, like regulatory approvals, not just
Yes.
in the US, but in Europe, in China, So, and we just got USDA approval for that work. So, so I knew I had that critical role.
Okay.
So that's 2. I had the
Two
judging already. So I had a
more,
lot of
even
judges.
more.
I think I had, I don't know, maybe like up to 7 different judging I've
Wow.
done, you know,
Okay.
if not more, because even when I moved to Iowa, I was judging for the state science.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, so I had that. I had authorship. So,
Mm-hmm.
another thing. So, when I did the NIW, EB2-NIW, I had just 2 publications. So
Yes.
when I was doing the EB1A, my publications were like 7
Okay.
Ooh. How about
with many.
citation?
Yeah, I had almost like 40 something citations.
Okay.
Within how many
I think
months?
exactly.
That's
No,
good.
so the EB1 now, I did it in
2024
2024 towards ending of
December.
2024. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it's like a
for
year.
something citation is a lot to actually get within.
Oh yeah. So what happened is, so because I have 7 publications,
Mm.
So you
you
could
know,
distribute
yeah. So it's not like one just gave me,
40.
so this
Mhm.
one might maybe 6, this one like that. They're just distributing it. And
Okay.
I did a lot of publications with, uh, so I kind of delved because I have this education background too. So I
Hmm.
wrote, publications on like educational biology. I think that
Okay.
also gave me a lot of citations too,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know. So
Okay.
I had, that's how many now? I'm losing count.
Me too.
That's so
I
let me
think
think
you've
back.
not mentioned lesser awards
Oh
Yes,
no,
you have not
I was coming
mentioned.
to
or
those
smaller
ones. I
awards.
purposely
Okay.
left those ones because
Okay.
there's a
Okay.
story to those ones.
Okay.
So like I said, my strongest were 6, but even though I wrote 8, but within me, I knew I had 6. So that's why I said I was coming to those ones.
Okay.
Um, so I had the, what now?
You can count it again.
High salary,
There's
high
High
lesser award,
salary,
critical role,
critical
publication,
role,
publication,
publications.
original,
or, yeah.
scientific or business
So
related
original
Mhm.
contribution,
scientific, yes, I had that one. I had
Four,
authorship,
authorship,
five,
judge
media.
of other people's work,
Yeah, I think I mentioned that already.
media
Then
publication about
media
you.
publication.
6.
So for things like the original contribution,
Hmm.
because I was already doing something very, very significant with the company, that is not just a company thing, it's not just a US thing, because like I
It's
said,
a
we're
national
looking for
global.
So global.
regulatory approval even in Europe, even in Asia. So that's, you know, plus my publications already. Those are what I wrote,
Okay.
as my original contributions.
Oh, okay.
So I had 6 that I knew were
Hmm.
really strong.
Okay.
Now, for the lesser award and fellowship, I did write those ones, even though I wasn't so confident because the awards I had were mostly from from grad school,
grad school.
you
Yeah.
know. Then although my project had NSF funding, so I wrote that too,
Okay.
because
Grant.
It's an
yeah,
award.
I wrote that
Yeah.
too as part of it. And then I had like a fellowship that I was
Mm-hmm.
part of, and that's also at grad school level,
Okay.
you know. So I just threw those two in, but
Okay.
in my mind, I knew I had six that was really strong.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. I want to ask a very important question that might be on the minds of our listeners. While you were doing all of this, how did you stay in status? I know you've mentioned OPT, you've told us about your job, but talk about that. Talk about how you were using your OPT to buy time and talk about other factors that influence your choice of EB1A, which I want you to emphasize on family. It's not just you, waiting all along, doing PhD, getting denial. Other people are waiting with you. So, what was it like for you, and how did that influence your decisions going forward with EB1A?
Yeah. So my wife. Let me start with the family first. My wife. She was also on an F1, on
Okay.
F1 as at then. Uh, so when we moved down here, she had finished her first degree. Oh
Hmm.
no, her first
But she could
program.
still be in status,
She could
legal
still be in
status.
status.
Okay, good.
Yes, so
Okay.
we had the option of either she moves back to F2,
Mm-hmm.
or she just, starts a new program.
Okay.
And we felt starting
They
a new program was kind of easier because it's just to transfer your I-20 to the new
mhm.
school,
Okay.
so which is what we did. The fact, if I have to factor that in, when I finish my OPT, by the time I finish my OPT, she
Hmm.
would have graduated also.
And
For this,
now still, yeah.
still will still be in the same issue of either you
Mm,
go back
no
to F2,
status.
or
Go
so
back
I
to
didn't want
Nigeria.
all those uncertainties, so to say.
Yes. Okay.
So those are part of what really informed me to like
Mm-hmm.
do EB1, because EB1 was current. When you do it within a year,
Mm-hmm.
you've kind of from start to finish, you've wrapped up everything. So
Okay.
that just made logical sense
Okay.
to do
Okay.
EB1 more so when my profile was increasing,
Yes.
so it
Yes.
just made logical sense to do EB1.
Funny how it always makes logical sense. Then something happens, right? Anyway, so before we get to what happened, before we get to what happened, take us through the journey of your submission for this EB1A. Was it also premium processing? Did it matter much if you did premium processing? It was EB1A, right? So there was no issue of priority date. But I know you still went for the premium processing. Tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us
Well,
what happened.
We I still did the premium processing, honestly speaking, because
Okay.
I don't know, there's just something with these petitions. You want to know the outcome.
I know. I know.
You're just
Just for the
restless,
peace of mind. Mm-hmm.
exactly, if nothing else, for the peace of mind, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And more so because it's current also. I think it made logical sense. Back to logical sense. It made logical sense to do to do premium processing,
Okay.
since it's current and you can just transition to the
Mm.
adjustment of status.
Yes, once
You
it's
know,
approved.
yes.
If
and
Unlike
it's approved,
and
if it's approved.
and when exactly did you turn in your
turn
petition?
it in.
Month
Yes.
and year.
So I turned it in towards, let me see now, let me not mix, towards the end of 2024. Okay. And I don't think maybe Dr. Babola, you might not know this. So when I turned it in, I actually got RFE.
Why are you jumping?
Oh,
Why are you jumping? I
I'm
still have
just
question
enjoying the
for
vision.
you
We'll get
because
there.
RFE just doesn't happen. I
You
know we
and
are trying to
RFE.
we are trying
Hmm.
to tie it into, oh, maybe it's because of premium processing, maybe it's not, they didn't adequately evaluate your case or read your cover letter. But RFE just doesn't happen, all things being equal.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay.
I want
Sorry
to
for jumping.
I know you've given us the breakdown of how you met conveniently 6. Then if you try to push it 8 of the 10, right? You've
Yeah.
told us that. But were you still standing on protocol as a biochemist? And how do you think your proposed endeavor changed? I know that's not a big deal for EB1A, but
Yeah.
just the if I could say the industry or the sector where you said you were going to be applying your expertise, how did it change? Did it change much?
Okay. So it didn't change much
Okay.
because what I was now doing for whatever it's still
Still
that plant pathogen interaction,
okay.
but this time around it just flipped a bit. Now
All
I'm
right.
looking at disease resistant proteins
Okay.
Oh,
in
okay.
the plants that can
Yeah.
help us against the pathogen.
And
Okay,
is this
so
something you can talk about so that we can just skip that part? Because I
Yeah,
know that
so I don't want to really give more, company
yeah.
policy and the rest.
no, 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 no. We also don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
I just want people to see that
But
there is value in whatever you're proposing. The
true.
RFE might just happen. The denial might just happen. And there's no problem starting all over again or picking up, you know, your pieces and reapplying. Okay, so you submitted and what happened?
So I was really confident,
Still
more
100
than
with your
more
8
than
out of 10. Yes, you should
more
be.
than confident because I was like, there's no way. No, then it happened again. They
RFE
sent
again.
they sent
That
RFE
you
again.
this man, we
I'm like,
we already know
how?
your face and your name.
Okay.
So okay,
Dr.
okay.
George Wonkocha is here again,
It's
but
here
through
again.
EB1A. Let's face him with under RFE.
So what I want the viewers to also understand is that even if you've had uh, EB2 denial, it doesn't influence because people might think, oh, because you had
Mm,
already denial, that's why this is
they are
coming on.
watching
No,
you. They know your
yes,
case. No, no.
each
It's
case is
independent, parallel.
exactly it's what you're giving them for that particular petty. That's what they are treating it as. So there's no
Yes.
connection. Even though on the I-140 they will ask you, if you have ever applied,
Before.
which I said yes, because you can't lie, you have to be truthful. Which I said yes, but it had no bearing, because from the RFE, you could see the RFE was based on what I gave them. It has
Okay.
nothing to do with the EB2,
I
experience.
love that
Yeah.
clarification.
So when the RFE came, and I looked at it, like I said, the first two that I said I just threw in there, they attacked it.
Okay, you were expecting that.
So that one, it didn't surprise me.
Okay.
They really attacked. They said this is not a national award. This is just limited to your school. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you on that. And that's one thing I want viewers to also know. You don't necessarily have to respond to everything on the RF because I never responded to those two.
You cannot argue.
Actually, that is a strategy by itself.
Mm,
Yes.
Not responding to the ones that are weak and just
Everything.
focus on the ones that you.
exactly, which is what I did. I just
Yeah.
focused on the ones, I knew, oh no, this one I have to argue this one I have to argue. The other two, in my mind, like, you're correct, I'm not going to respond. So apart from those two, they also talked about my high salary. Now, when I submitted the initial petition, I was using things from Glassdoor,
Mm,
ZipRecruiter, Pay Scale,
yeah.
I was using the information from those places to argue for it, why I have a high salary. And the RFE, they said that they don't trust the source of
Those
those
reference
information.
sources, yeah.
That's, I think if I remember specifically, they were like, it could be just maybe the survey was just done for only 2-3 people,
Not representative.
yeah.
Yes,
So they
truly.
wanted me to bring a proper documentation that I am earning more than, other postdoc within my level. Then also the critical role, they argued the critical role also. They said, that one made me laugh though. They said the letter I put in so I got a letter from my boss, my
Yes.
direct boss, who, she knows everything about my work. I report to her.
Mhm.
She recruited me specifically for this project. So they said I went and got a letter from one colleague, and it just didn't make sense. But anyway, so also they tried to query my original contribution.
Okay.
Yes, they tried to query they said,
Can,
yep.
yeah, can you remember the specifics of
Yeah,
that query?
so they talked about the citation. They still talked about this, that, oh, I don't have a lot of citations,
And
you
it's
know,
just 40.
yeah,
Mhm.
about 40 or so. That's what I had then. I don't have a lot of citations. And I think that was one of their main arguments. And that doesn't represent uh, someone at the highest level in the biochemistry
Of their
field.
career. Okay.
Yes, because they did one math. That's when I knew they do the math. So they said they divided the number of citations I have with the number of publications. And it
Yeah,
Publications.
doesn't, yeah.
it's I can't remember. Well, yes, I know what you're talking about. I also do that when I'm writing cover
Oh
letter.
yeah. And they have the average for every field,
Yes.
so
Yes.
they mentioned that, you know. And what else? What else? They also mentioned my media publication. He said it doesn't have author, doesn't have a date, it doesn't have a title, which are not true though. They all had all those things. So
Okay.
I responded. Okay, so they approved. My bad. They approved judging.
So they approved how many? Two.
They approved two.
Oh Lord.
They approved two, judging and authorship.
Mm.
And query the other six. Of the other
Okay.
six, we already know two of those other six, were just.
Oh yeah.
So I responded. And I responded strongly. First of all, with the media, they didn't have much argument in that because there
hmm
was a title, there was a date of publication, there was a link to,
The author.
yeah, everything, the author, everything was just there. And those reports actually talked about my significant contribution in the field.
Yes.
So for those ones, more like
It was easy
re-emphasizing,
for you to
yeah, highlighting it
yeah.
again. This is this Science Nigeria said this is the
Okay.
author. So that one
Okay.
was just
Okay.
easy
So
breezy to just.
you responded to that one. Which other? So you needed to only respond to one. But
Yeah,
how many did you respond
I
Just
to?
to
responded
qualify
to
for three.
four. No.
For me, I would say respond to as much as possible because I've had a
Okay.
situation in which there was someone that told me that E5 for EB1A, and I think he said that he met 3 out of 10, and he got an RFE, and they said, okay, how about the remaining 7? That he didn't argue.
Really?
Yes.
They're after him. They're after his life. Because they know
Sorry,
just three is
sorry, sorry
needed.
for laughing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you responded to all four
So it was
strong
six.
ones.
It was six.
Yes.
I responded to four strong ones.
Okay.
For the high salary, what I now did, I went to the website of the National Postdoc Association of America
Okay.
and got the salary scale.
Okay.
So that is like a nationally recognized data.
Reference. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
And also
Good.
went to NIH,
Mhm.
got, their pay scale for postdoc, and there are a lot of several data out there that most academic institutions use NIH or National Postdoc, pay
Okay.
scale. So that
Okay.
was what I used to argue for the high salary.
All
Now
right.
I'm
Thank you.
presenting, yeah, you know,
So you sent it back, and
yeah.
then what happened?
So I sent it back, and I think within a week it was
Oh,
approved.
beautiful. It was approved
Yeah, it was
just
just
like that.
approved, just like that.
How did you
Honestly
feel
speaking. Oh
when
my
you read
goodness.
it? Was it the app you checked
No,
or
so
email?
once they approve it, the email comes.
Oh
Mm.
boy.
So already I from other people's experience, approval comes with an email. I think
Yes, or
first,
text message.
or text message or something. So in fact I was at work when it
Mhm,
came, like around 9 a.m. I
mhm.
was in the lab. I had had the pipette.
And you were
I had the
excited.
pipette. So there's where the workspace is done. There's a place for laptops, on your
Mhm.
workbench. Then there's a place where you actually work. So I was working and I saw my phone. When you get a message, I was like, what's going on? So I left it. I went, checked. Oh my goodness. I couldn't, I mean, I didn't know if it's to cry I just didn't know what to do, because judging from where the journey started, the EB2 denier to this point, I was really happy. I was grateful to God. I was just happy.
So, Dr. George, our next video is going to talk about your change of status and where you went from an approval of your EB1A. But the question on my mind, and I think some of our viewers might also have this question for you, is what would you say, going through all your experience, what would you say is the advantage of working with a consultant versus working by yourself on any of these applications? Does it still have its own place? You know, having a good profile, which was your case with EB1A and EB2-NIW, then working with a consultant that has knowledge of any of this, two, you know, routes, or yes, employment based visas. What would you say would have saved you from, and would save any of our viewers from? So how can people tap from your experience? How can people tap from the experience of a consultant, like my green card story, when they are working on their EB2 or EB1A?
Yeah. So, the truth is, if you don't know what you're doing, which unfortunately is the case
Most
in
people
most,
don't.
yes, if you don't know what you're doing,
Mhm.
your best route is to go with a consultant,
Okay.
honestly speaking, uh, because you might have everything, but how do you package it? How do you present it?
Okay.
Those are key. How do you, because I know a lot of people, when I talk to them, I can see they have, what it takes, but they just don't even know where to start, how to package it. That's where the advantage of a consultant comes in.
So what you're saying to me is there is no point making the mistake that other people have already made. You can learn from
Exactly.
their mistakes, right?
Exactly.
So whether you know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing, just the second eye, like just somebody who has had this like elaborate, see
Yeah.
your experiences. It's just everything. You've had it. RFE, you've had it. Denial, you've had it. Now coming into your knowledge or your wealth of knowledge, and now going from there is going to save people distress. It's
Exactly.
going to save you the stress of a denial. It's going to save you the stress of RFE for EB1A or
Or EB2. Yeah.
EB2-NIW. So, Dr. Bobola,
Okay. I
what do
need
you
to add.
have to say? What's your
Okay.
question for
So the
Dr.
first
George?
thing is I think people need to understand what EB1 is about, or EB2 NW. Anytime someone call me or send me a text or send me an email, I ask them, what do you know about EB2 NW? what do you know about EB1A? Most times I feel that most people they don't really understand the process. And I've seen instances in which people already have the letter drafted and are submitting it, turning it in, and they don't even understand the process. They don't
Sure.
understand that for EB2-NIW, they need to argue for the 3 prompts. If you go online, you see people that they just write, oh, this is what I've done so far. They write a statement of purpose that discuss their work experience. They didn't address this substantial national importance. They did not address the work position. Did not address the unbalanced section for EB2-NIW. For EB1A, they didn't show that they meet the 3 requirements, or they just show it as a list.
Exactly. They
They didn't
don't
show,
know how you now,
Yeah.
responded to them. It is going to save
yeah.
them the stress because
So
they will have that knowledge from
So
the
sometimes
onset.
when you see those letters, you know that this person only get an RFE and this
Mm-hmm.
person will be denied. That's one.
Denied. Yeah.
So whether you want to do it by yourself, or honestly, if you want to do that by yourself, that's fine. If you want to use a consultant, that's fine. If you want to use a lawyer, that's fine. Make sure that you understand the process.
Hmm.
I mean, we have made several videos on EB2-NIW, on EB1A. I'm, I'm
More to
encouraging.
come with EB1A.
Yes, I'm
More to
encouraging
come, actually.
everyone to go and watch those videos. They are free. We are not even charging anyone
My
for
journey.
any short course. Just go and watch those videos on YouTube so that you can have at least a basic understanding of the process. The
All
second
right.
and the last thing that I'd like to say is that Dr. Josh's story is a story of perseverance. It's a
Yeah.
story of being consistent and being
Second
persistent.
chances.
Second chance. So it shows that he's very dogged in pursuing his green card. He didn't give up.
Yes.
Imagine he filed once, got an RFE, he responded and it was denied. And he filed again, he got an RFE. See, we, both myself and Dr. Lanike, draft cover
Yeah.
letter. So
Yes.
addressing RFE is very, very stressful. I'm not going to
It
lie
is.
to you.
It is.
So if you got an RFE and you address it, now filing on that petition, even writing that letter is stressful. Then now getting an RFE is drained me. Like, do you understand? That shows that
We
he was
persevered.
persistent. Okay.
Yeah.
So and that's one thing about EB2-NIW and EB1A. You need to be persistent. Okay. If you know that
Yes.
you meet the requirement and you have the
Exactly.
evidence to prove it, go for it. And
You
do not
believe in
give up.
yourself. All right. Till another time. Thank you, Dr. Judge. Thank you, Dr. Bobola. And if you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on all our social media pages. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.